he was doing a lot of seva. He was, actually he was working with ITV. ITV is called TV. Like they do a lot of like broadcasting in terms of Srila Prabhupada's class, Srila Prabhupada's biography, and many other things, devotional activities. So he was engaged with that seva. He was distributing books. In fact, he said he was engaged with, there is a series called Srila Prabhupada, Our Well Wisher, something like that. So he was also working. In this way, he was so much, remembering Srila Prabhupada. He was so much connected with Srila Prabhupada. So one day he was distributing Srila Prabhupada's biography. He was distributing like Srila Prabhupada books. He was distributing to the public, and he was saying that how Srila Prabhupada came to America, and how he was describing very vividly, as if like it happens in front of that Prabhu, something like that. So he was describing to one person, like one passerby. So now the passerby means the person who was whom he was distributing Srila Prabhupada's book. This person said, "Oh, so when you have met Srila Prabhupada, when you have met this person." So that person thought the way Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu was describing Srila Prabhupada's life, it seems like he met him, but actually what happens? This Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu, he never met Srila Prabhupada. So from there we can see that if one remembers the instructions of the Guru, if one follows his instructions, if one thinks of Guru, then it is as good as associating with him, seeing him in person. And here you can see that Arjuna was thinking of Krishna so intensely that he was completely passive and he was not disturbed by anything else. This is very, very significant. I remember one interesting material example. I think it's Hitler, or I don't know, or this is Stalin. So one time he has to go through some surgery. Stalin, he has to go through some surgery, and for that, the doctor said, "This is a serious operation. We need to give you anesthesia." Anesthesia means you will be senseless. But you know what this Stalin, he said? He said, I don't need any anesthesia. I should be okay without having anesthesia. I should be okay to undergo this surgery without going through this senseless situation. And he said, just do one thing. You tell one person to glorify me, what I have done in my life. Because he was so attached with his achievement. So we can see here that even a materialistic person, when he thinks intensely, his material achievement, he even was able to undergo the surgery without anesthesia. Then what to speak of a devotee who is in deep thinking of Krishna? Even a materialistic person can do that. Why can't a devotee who is very sincerely practicing, why he will not be able to do that? He will be easily able to do that. And here we can see Arjuna having the same. He was in the battle of Kurukshetra. He was in great separation, but he was constantly thinking of Krishna. And therefore, he was able to, we see the last line of this translation, and free from all material contamination.